precisely 7:43 p.m. last Tuesday, a woman in a Tesco Metro in Leicester walked out with £47 worth of meat, fish and fresh bread for £4.80. The staff knew her by name. They held items behind the counter for her. And technically, what she was doing breaks no laws, but supermarket head offices would prefer you never learned about it. There's an underground network of shoppers across Britain who get fresh food for 10 pence a packet, and the rules they follow weren't written in any guidebook. They were whispered by checkout staff, night managers, and shelf stackers. Number 19 on this list is so effective that one major chain quietly changed their reduction policy in 2023 to stop it. And number 4, staff at certain supermarkets actually do it for themselves before the public ever sees the trolley. Before we begin, hit that subscribe button, because what follows might transform your weekly shop forever. Number 25, the morning M&S markdown window. Most shoppers think yellow stickers only appear at night. They're wrong, and Marks & Spencer is the proof. Walk into any M&S food hall between 8 and 9 in the morning and you'll find a small but devastating selection of food reduced from the night before. Sandwiches that didn't sell, posh ready meals, even the occasional piece of salmon. The store's policy is that anything with a use-by date of that same day gets reduced first thing before the lunch rush hits. A £6.50 dine-in main course can drop to 95 pence. The trick is knowing that M&S staff process these reductions before opening, so the items are already on the shelf when the doors open at 8 a.m. Most working people are still on the train. By 9:30, every yellow sticker item is gone. Insiders set their alarms accordingly. Number 24, the Tesco 7 p.m. holy hour. Tesco operates on a tiered reduction system that nobody in head office talks about publicly. First reductions go on around mid-morning, usually 25% off. Second wave hits early afternoon, taking it to 50%. But the real prize comes at 7 p.m. in most stores, when staff are clearing shelves before the late shift takes over. That's when items drop to 75% off, and crucially, the very last reduction of the night, often hitting 90% off, lands between 7:45 and 8:15 p.m. depending on the store. A £4.20 fresh pizza becomes 42 pence. A whole roast chicken that was £5 becomes 50 pence. Tesco stores in city centres do it earlier, around 6 p.m. Tesco Extra superstores in retail parks do it later, sometimes 8:30. The trick is learning your local store's specific rhythm, and that takes exactly 3 visits to crack. Number 23, the Sainsbury's traffic light sticker system. Sainsbury's pretends their reduction stickers are uniform, but seasoned shoppers know there are actually 3 different sticker generations on the shelves at any given moment. The first sticker is white with red text, applied around 1 p.m., knocking off 25%. The second is yellow with black text, applied around 4 p.m., taking it to 50%. The third, the prize, is the bright red, reduced to clear tag, applied between 6:30 and 7 p.m., dropping items by 75% to 90%. Staff layer the new stickers directly over the old ones, but if you peel back the corner of a yellow sticker, you can see the original price and calculate the percentage drop. Items with 3 layered stickers are the cheapest food in the shop. A £6 lasagna for 60 pence isn't unusual. The corner peel trick is technically against shop policy, but no one's ever been stopped for it. Number 22, the co-op closing time bonanza. The humble co-op, often forgotten in the yellow sticker conversation, runs the most aggressive end-of-day reductions in British retail. Because co-op stores are smaller and have less storage, they cannot afford waste. In the final 30 minutes before closing, usually 9:30 p.m. to 10 p.m., staff slash prices on everything still on the chiller and bakery shelves. Bread for 5 pence. Pre-packed sandwiches for 10 pence. Whole meat joints for under £1. In one Manchester branch, a regular calculated they were saving £80 a week on nothing but co-op evening reductions. The chain's official policy is to donate excess food to charity, but anything under 30 minutes from expiry has to be sold or binned. Staff would rather you eat it than the council waste contractor lift it. Be in the queue at 9:45 and you'll see the trolley emerge. Number 21, the Asda staff-only first scan. First pattern break. Here's where it gets ethically uncomfortable. At many Asda stores, particularly the larger ones, employees are quietly permitted to scan reduced items for themselves before the public sees them. It's not written policy, it's not officially allowed, but department managers sign off on it because it improves staff retention and reduces theft. The reduction trolley emerges from the back at a set time, usually around 7 p.m, and night staff get first pick before anyone else. This is why if you arrive at the moment the trolley appears, you'll often find the best items already gone. The workaround? Befriend the staff. Not bribery, just basic human politeness. Regulars who chat with the reduction team get tipped off about exceptional items. One Cardiff shopper reported being phoned at home when a whole salmon side dropped to £1.20. Number 20, the Lidl 8 a.m. meat run. Most people think Lidl doesn't do yellow stickers. Wrong again. Lidl runs a sticker program called 30% off, with bright orange labels applied to meat, fish and bakery items first thing in the morning when staff arrive. The window is brutal. From 8 a.m. to roughly 9:30 a.m., the orange stickered meat trolley sits in the chilled aisle. After that, items get pushed to the back of the regular shelf and disappear amongst the full-price stock, never to be reduced again. So, shoppers either grab them in the morning window or miss them entirely. A £6 sirloin for £2.10 is common. Pensioners arriving at Lidl 8 a.m. opening time aren't there for the bread. They're there for the orange stickers. By the time office workers stop in at lunch, every reduced item is gone, lost in the labyrinth of the regular shelves. Number 19. The Bank Holiday Eve at Waitrose. Waitrose, the supermarket of barristers and gentlemen farmers, has the most generous reduction policy in Britain on one specific day a year. The night before any bank holiday, every Waitrose store has to clear stock that won't survive the closure. This means Easter Sunday Eve, the night before May Day, the night before the August bank holiday, and crucially, Christmas Eve evening. Reductions hit 90% across whole sections of the store. £40 Wagyu steaks for £4, £15 bottles of champagne for £1.50, whole sides of smoked salmon for under £3. Insiders mark these dates in their calendars. One Waitrose in Surrey was so notorious for Bank Holiday Eve crowds that the chain quietly changed their reduction policy in 2023, splitting the discount across 2 days to break up the queue. It still happens. The savvy just arrive earlier now. Number 18. The Yellow Sticker WhatsApp groups. There are private WhatsApp and Facebook groups in every British city dedicated to yellow sticker intelligence. Members post photos of reduction trolleys with timestamps and store names. Tesco Croydon, 7:12 p.m, 3 salmon at 68p. Other members race to the store. Some groups have hundreds of members. Some have rules about who can post, requiring members to share more than they take. The largest, called Yellow Sticker UK, has over 200,000 members on Facebook. These networks are how a £55 weekly food bill becomes a £12 weekly food bill. Supermarkets know about these groups and have tried to fight them, with some stores instructing staff not to apply final reductions until after the busiest hours. But the groups simply adapt. Information moves faster than corporate policy. Find your local group, lurk for a week, and your shopping changes forever. Number 17. The night manager's discretion. Every supermarket has a duty manager during the closing shift, and that one person has more power over discounting than any algorithm. Department managers at Tesco, Sainsbury's and Morrison's can manually mark down any item to any price within reason. If you're polite, if you're a regular face, if you ask at the right moment, they will sometimes apply discounts that the system would never authorize. The phrase that works isn't, "Give me a discount." It's, "Do you mind having a look at this for me, please?" The manager scans the item, sees it's near expiry, and applies a manual reduction at their discretion. One Sheffield shopper got a £22 leg of lamb for £3 simply by asking at 8:55 p.m. Politeness costs nothing. The discount can save you 20 quid. Number 16, the damaged seal loophole. When a seal is broken on a vacuum-packed meat product, food safety law requires the supermarket to either reduce the item heavily or bin it. The same applies to slightly dented tins, torn bread bags, and crushed boxes. None of these affect the food inside in any meaningful way. A bag of sliced ham with a tiny pinhole leak is identical to one without. But policy demands a 75% reduction. Smart shoppers learn to spot these items in the regular shelf, items that haven't yet been pulled by staff for marking down. They take them to the customer service desk and ask for a damaged stock reduction. The desk almost always grants it. A 4-pound pack of bacon becomes 1 pound with a single creased corner. Some shoppers carry these techniques between stores, trained eyes scanning every shelf for the imperceptible imperfection. Number 15, the half-quarter sticker stack. Second pattern break. Now we get into territory that supermarket head offices openly discourage their own staff from explaining. When a yellow sticker is applied to an item, the shelf edge multi-buy promotion technically still applies. So if a £3 ready meal is reduced to 30 pence, but it's part of a 3 for £8 promotion, you can theoretically buy 3 reduced meals and pay 90 pence, not £8. Most tills are programmed to apply whichever is cheaper, but in some stores, particularly older Sainsbury's and Morrison's branches, the multi-buy still triggers automatically. The trick is to test it at self-checkout. Scan the items, watch the screen. If the till tries to charge full price for the multi-buy, simply ask staff to override. They almost always do. This loophole is why one Liverpool shopper buys 6 reduced curries for £1 and 20 pence every Friday night. Number 14, the bakery's third reduction. Most shoppers know that bread gets reduced, but few know that supermarket bakeries actually run on a 3-stage reduction cycle. First reduction is around 11 AM for items baked at 6 AM that morning, taking 25% off. Second reduction is mid-afternoon, around 3 PM, knocking it to 50%. The third reduction, applied 30 minutes before closing, takes everything to 75% or 80% off. A whole sourdough loaf for 30 pence. 6 glazed donuts for 15 pence. A tray of pastries for under £1. The bakery counter staff are usually exhausted by closing time, and they reduce in a hurry, often missing items or applying generic stickers that don't reflect the actual remaining value. Shoppers who time their visit for the final 20 minutes before closing routinely walk out with armfuls of bread for the price of a single coffee. Number 13, the fish counter Saturday afternoon. The fresh fish counter at Morrison's, Sainsbury's and Asda is governed by strict 24-hour rules. Any fish displayed on Saturday must be sold by Saturday closing time because Sunday opening hours are too short and Monday demands a fresh delivery. From around 4 PM on Saturday afternoon, fish counter staff start aggressive reductions, often hitting 75% off within the first hour. By 5:30 PM, the prices reach absurdity. A whole sea bass for £1.20, a pound of king prawns for £2, salmon fillets at 80 pence each. The trick is to ask for whatever's left. Sometimes staff will bundle multiple items for a single low price just to clear the counter. Frozen at home, this fish keeps for months. One Newcastle shopper feeds her family of 4 entirely on Saturday afternoon fish counter reductions, spending less than £8 a week on protein. Number 12, the club card double dip. Tesco's club card system has a quiet feature that even most cashiers don't fully understand. When you scan your club card alongside yellow sticker items, the points are calculated on the original price, not the reduced one. So a ready meal originally £4.50, reduced to 45 pence, still earns you club card points as if you'd paid £4.50. This isn't a bug. It's been confirmed by Tesco staff multiple times. Over a year of yellow sticker shopping, the points accumulate to genuine money, hundreds of pounds in some cases. Combine this with Club Card Plus subscription for the 10% bulk discount and the savings compound. The same trick works with Nectar at Sainsbury's, though less reliably. One Bristol shopper reported earning £340 in club card rewards on a £180 yellow sticker spend. Free money that the supermarket never advertises. Number 11. The Iceland Scratch and Dent Freezer. Iceland operates a section that almost no other supermarket dares replicate, a dedicated freezer for items with damaged outer packaging. These appear at random throughout the day as staff find boxes that have been crushed in delivery or torn in storage. The food inside is sealed and unaffected. The reductions are savage, often 80% off, applied with a handwritten label rather than a printed sticker. Whole frozen joints, family-sized pizzas, premium ice cream, all for pence rather than pounds. The freezer location varies by store. Some Iceland branches put it at the back wall. Others have a small basket near the till. Asking staff where the damaged stock lives is the fastest route. They'll tell you because Iceland staff are famously casual about these things. The chain's working class roots show in how openly they share the savings. Number 10. The hidden trolley behind the swing doors. Third pattern break. This one operates on the edge of legitimacy, but it's been confirmed by hundreds of shoppers. Most supermarkets store their reduction trolley in the back room, behind the swing doors near the chilled aisle, while staff process the stickers. There's usually a 20 to 40-minute window where the trolley is loaded with reduced items but hasn't yet been wheeled to the shop floor. If you politely ask a member of the chilled team, "Are the reductions out yet?" many will let you have a look at the trolley in the back. Officially, this isn't allowed. Unofficially, it happens constantly. The staff don't care, the items are getting cheaper anyway, and you're saving them the trip. One Plymouth shopper has been doing this for 9 years at the same Asda. The same staff still help him. Politeness is currency. Number 9. The petrol station Tesco trick. Tesco petrol stations have small attached convenience shops, and these shops follow yellow sticker policy too, but with a critical difference. Because the petrol station shops are smaller and have less footfall than the main store, items often don't sell, and reductions get deeper, faster. Sandwiches, salads, and ready meals that would be 50% off in the main Tesco often hit 90% off in the petrol shop, because there simply aren't enough customers to clear them. Insiders fill up their cars at Tesco petrol stations specifically to walk into the connected shop and check the reduction shelf. It's almost always richer pickings than the main store next door. The same applies to Asda, Sainsbury's, and Morrison's forecourt shops, though Tesco's is consistently the most generous. A full evening meal for under £1 is genuinely common. Number 8. The Sunday morning rotisserie chicken. Every supermarket that runs a rotisserie chicken operation, Tesco, Sainsbury's, Asda, and Morrison's, faces the same problem on Sunday mornings. Chickens cooked Saturday afternoon must be sold or binned by Sunday lunchtime. Most stores reduce them aggressively between 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. on Sunday. A £5 hot rotisserie chicken drops to £1, sometimes less. The chickens are still warm, fully cooked, and identical to the ones being sold at full price 12 hours earlier. The trick is timing. Arrive too early, before staff have finished stickering, and you miss the window. Arrive too late, after midday, and they're all gone. The 45-minute sweet spot between 10:15 and 11 is when smart Sunday shoppers descend. One Yorkshire shopper feeds his family Sunday roast every week for £1, having bought the chicken at 10:30 that morning. Number 7. The flowers and plants discount. Most yellow sticker enthusiasts focus exclusively on food, but the flower and plant section follows the same reduction logic with even steeper drops. Bouquets that don't sell within 3 days get reduced by 75% to 90%. Pot plants that look slightly tired drop by similar amounts. A £15 bouquet for £1.50 isn't unusual. A £20 orchid for £2 happens regularly. The reductions usually hit on Sunday afternoons because florist sections receive Monday morning deliveries. Anything that won't survive the weekend gets cleared. Some shoppers report buying 30 bouquets for £15 and gifting them to local care homes and hospices. Others have furnished entire homes with reduced plants, spending under £20 on what would normally cost £200. The flour section is the most overlooked yellow sticker goldmine in British retail. Staff are often relieved to clear them. Number 6. The wonky veg combination. Every major supermarket now runs a wonky or imperfect produce range at reduced prices, but the real trick is what happens to those wonky vegetables when they don't sell. They get yellow stickered on top of the existing reduction. So, a 99p bag of wonky carrots, already half the price of regular carrots, gets reduced again to 30p, then 15p, then sometimes 5p. The compound discount can be staggering. The same applies to ripe and ready fruit and the ugly potatoes range. Combining wonky pricing with yellow stickers creates the cheapest fresh produce available in Britain. One London shopper reported buying her entire week's vegetables, including peppers, tomatoes, courgettes and onions, for £1.20 using only stacked wonky and yellow sticker items. She freezes what she can't eat fresh. She hasn't paid full price for vegetables in 4 years. Number 5. The meat manager's discretion. 4th pattern break. The butchery counter at Sainsbury's, Morrison's and Waitrose operates almost like an independent business within the store. The meat manager has authority that even the duty manager doesn't have over the rest of the shop. They can reduce, package up and sell off counter meat at whatever price they choose, particularly at end of day. Whole legs of lamb, beef joints, gammons, all bound for the bin if not sold, can be acquired for absurdly low prices simply by asking the meat counter staff at the right time. The phrase, "Is there anything you're trying to clear before close?" is the key. Meat counter staff respond to this phrasing because it acknowledges their reality that fresh meat past its prime gets thrown away and that selling it cheap is preferable to wasting it. A £40 leg of lamb for £4 happens more than supermarket head offices would like to admit. Number 4. The freezing window maneuver. 5th pattern break, and this is the one that horrifies food companies. Yellow sticker items can almost always be frozen at home, dramatically extending their useful life. The use-by date refers to the fresh product. Once frozen, that date essentially pauses. A pack of mince reduced to 40p with a use-by tomorrow sticker, frozen tonight, lasts another 3 months. This single trick is what makes yellow stickering economically transformative. Instead of needing to eat reduced food immediately, you build a stockpile. A £30 weekly grocery bill becomes a £200 monthly grocery savings, multiplied across the whole year. Food companies hate this because it removes their ability to push fresh product turnover. But there's no law against it. Your freezer is your weapon. One Edinburgh family of 5 has been eating yellow sticker frozen meals exclusively for 3 years, spending under £40 a week. Number 3. The reduction trolley follow. Some shoppers have refined yellow stickering into something approaching art. They identify the staff member responsible for end-of-day reductions, follow that person at a respectful distance through the store, and effectively shop directly off the trolley as items are stickered. The technique is simple, polite, and almost guaranteed to secure the best items. The staff member doesn't mind because their trolley empties faster, meaning less work. Other shoppers don't mind because the items wouldn't be on the shelf yet anyway. The trick is to stay one step behind, never crowd the trolley, never ask for items not yet stickered. Patience is everything. Veterans claim the best yellow sticker items never touch the shelf at all. They go straight from trolley to basket. One Birmingham shopper hasn't paid full price for a single ready meal since 2018 using this method. Number 2. The 90% off ghost reduction. Most shoppers believe the lowest possible reduction is 75%. They're wrong. Many supermarkets, particularly Tesco and Asda, run a hidden tier of 90% off reductions that only happen in specific circumstances. When an item is within 2 hours of its final sale time and hasn't sold despite being at 75%, staff can override the system to apply a final clearance price. These appear as handwritten stickers, sometimes scribbled directly onto the existing label with marker pen. A £6 chicken Kiev for 60p, a £8 family lasagna for 80p. The 90% reduction is invisible to the system, undocumented in shop policy, and entirely at staff discretion. Finding these requires being in the store within the final 20 minutes of trading. Most shoppers have left by then. The dedicated few stay, basket in hand, watching for the marker pen. Number 1. The relationship trade. The single most powerful yellow sticker technique requires no app, no algorithm, and no schedule. It requires being a regular human being in your local supermarket. Learn the names of the chilled team, the bakery staff, the meat counter manager. Say good evening to the cleaners. Buy the security guard a coffee occasionally. Ask after their families. None of this is bribery. It's something simpler and far more powerful: being a recognized face. Within 3 months of consistent friendliness, you become the person staff reach out to. They hold items behind the counter. They tip you off about reductions before they hit the shelf. They apply manager discretion discounts without you asking. One Norfolk pensioner, known to her local Tesco as Our Margaret, spends approximately £12 a week feeding herself and her elderly neighbour. The staff genuinely look out for her. This is the deepest yellow sticker truth. The system rewards kindness more than cleverness. Try one of these this week. Just one. Walk into your local supermarket 20 minutes before closing time. Look for the trolley. Smile at the person pushing it. See what happens. Then come back and tell me whether your weekly shop just changed forever. Drop your favorite trick in the comments, especially if your local store does something I haven't covered. The yellow sticker is more than a discount. It's a quiet rebellion against waste, against price gouging, and against the idea that fresh food should be expensive. Your nan would be proud. Your bank account will be grateful. And next Tuesday at 7:43 p.m, somewhere in Britain, another shopper will walk out with £47 of food for £4.80, and the staff will know her name.